Today we're going to focus on seated side bends and moving through those 3 levels. We'll do the mild level, which is going to be a symmetrical side bend. Then the medium level will be an asymmetrical side bend. And then that 3rd level, that more intense level, will be an asymmetrical side bend where the hips lack stability. They have to work a little harder to stay neutral. So that first level we'll do from Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So with the legs straight starting in Dandasana, you're going to first fold forward to the degree that you can. You can always elevate the hips to make sure that there's no rounding in the spine. Okay, lengthen it out. And once you've folded as far as you can, your left hand can come outside of your right leg, right arm can reach up and overhead. Okay, if you're more mobile, that left hand can start to spin. So the palm faces the ceiling, and then thumb down, pinky up. You can start to grab for your outer right foot. And reach that right arm up and over, and you're trying to open the chest here. You can spend a few breaths in that first side. You want to pull back with the left hip forward with your chest. And then coming up and switching sides. So first finding your degree of fold, and then you'll place your right hand to the outside of your left leg, or spinning that palm around so that you can grab for the outside of your left foot. And then left arm can reach up and overhead. So you're looking for length in both sides of the body here. So if you're trying to grab that front foot and you end up collapsing, rounding, you want to avoid that. It's more important to open the chest and find length here than trying to come forward too far. And then coming up, and we'll do Janushirshasana. Go ahead and bend the right knee, open the hips out to 90 degrees, as close to it as possible. And you want both feet to be flexed, both feet to be active. And now keep that right sit bone down as you start to lean towards the left. You're keeping this left side long too. Sometimes it's helpful to reach that left arm out. And then when you can't reach anymore, your left hand can come down without collapsing that left side, without collapsing the chest. Stay open, stay long. Your hand could come to your inner leg, or doing that same hand flip, palm can flip up and then flip around, and you could grab left hand to the inner left foot. You're going to keep that right hip down. Keep the left side long and reach the right hand up and overhead. So again, you want to avoid doing too much of this big arc. You're looking more for length, extension, than how far down that right hand can go. Think how far out can you reach with the spine while keeping the opposing hip down. And then switching sides. Now stretch the right leg out, bend the left knee. And keep both sit bones rooted. And then keep that right side long. This right outer hip pulls back as you find either right hand to the inner right leg or that hand flip to the inner right foot. Keep the left hip down, left arm up and over. And then you're looking for length in this right side, in that bottom side, as well as grounding in the left hip. There's an active pull. And then coming into that 3rd level. So here there's a few options. If it feels okay, you can bend the knee, bend your right knee, and draw your right foot back behind you and point that right foot back. So now the legs are wider than 90 degrees, hips are more open than 90 degrees. If this bothers your knee, you could try elevating the hips. That might make the difference. Otherwise, just stick with Janushirshasana, stick with that medium level pose if this doesn't work for your knee. Okay, but you're trying not to create any twisting in the knee. This is coming from hip mobility, hip opening. So with that right foot back behind you, that right knee bent, you can start to create that similar side bend, but now that right hip is going to be even more likely to want to pick up. You're going to have to work harder to keep the right hip down. As you start to lean to the left to your degree, might be more up. If you have the mobility to come further down, you can grab the foot, and then it's up and overhead with the right hand. Without overarching that right side, you're trying to keep length in both sides, including that left underside. And then coming up and switching sides, right leg straight, and then the left leg back behind you. So you'll be able to see my left foot here a little better. So if this foot is pointed back, it's a milder stretch for the hip. If it feels okay in the hip, you can flex that left foot, that back foot, but be really mindful of your knee. Chances are you'll want to keep that left foot pointed. Then flex your right foot. Keep the left hip down as you start to reach over to the right. Keep length in the right side, and then choose a placement for the right arm. And side to side might feel a little different. I know my left hip is tighter, so this side feels tighter. So you just feel it out, little by little, trying to expand and lengthen. And then coming up. So those are 3 options, 3 levels for seated side bends. And feel free to reach out with any questions. Take care.